ఇక్కడ అలారం ఉంటే స్టార్ట్ చేసేనా? Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss on antenatal care part 2. As you know, antenatal care part 1 we have dealt with antenatal visits. So the rest of the things we will deal today, that is prenatal advice, specific health protection of the mother and mental preparation of the pregnant mother towards the childbirth and family planning and under 5 pediatric care. These are the 5 topics we will cover under the antenatal care part 2. For our convenience purpose, we have divided antenatal care into 2 parts, that is antenatal care visits in 1 part and rest of the 5 sections in antenatal care 2. So the second thing comes is prenatal advice. In prenatal advice, we advise regarding diet of the pregnant lady, what type of diet she should take, how much she should take, what quality of food she should take, and all will be explained. The personal hygiene is of utmost importance. The drugs, what drugs she has to take, what not to take. The radiation, what she is supposed to expose and to avoid. The warning signs, the signs which, after appearance of which, she can report to the medical officer and they will be taken care of. And lastly, but not least, the child care is also a component of prenatal advice. Coming to the diet during pregnancy. See, who takes more care about the pregnant lady are the in-laws or the mother of the pregnant lady, but most assurance comes from the husband. So every member of the family who is concerned with the diet has to see and take special care regarding the diet of the pregnant lady, because she is not alone, she is a combination of the newborn which she is going to deliver after some time. So there are 2 units are existing. So we should take special care of the pregnant lady. Diet for pregnant women during the entire period of pregnancy of 9 months and 7 days, about 60,000 more kilocalories are required. It is of balanced food, adequate diet is to be provided to prevent nutritional stress. What do you mean by nutritional stress? She should not go deficient of energy or in the form of deficiency of any of the essential items. So in India, on an average, 9 to 11 kgs of weight will be gained during the period of pregnancy. But poor Indians of the low socioeconomic classes, they gain 6.5 kgs on an average. So this is insufficient. So in order to give birth to the healthy baby, mother should also gain optimum weight. So additional calories are required during pregnancy, that is 350 kilocalories per day, in addition to the over and above the normal kilocalories we consume as a sedentary worker. That's 900, 1900 plus 350 is equal to 2250 kilocalories per day she has to consume. The additional cereals in terms of quantity are 35 grams cereals, pulses 15 grams, calcium 1200 milligrams, folic acid 500 micrograms per day are needed during pregnancy. Coming to the personal hygiene, which is of utmost importance, she should take regular bath, she should maintain the cleanliness as regards her clothes, her bathing, taking care of the hair, oral hygiene, and perigenital sanitation, etc. Rest and sleep. 8 hours sleep is needed. During sleep only the metabolism will be proper and the baby growth will be optimum. She should also take 2 hours of rest after lunch. The bowel movements should be very regular and should be facilitated by the consumption of fruits, fluids, etc. and also green leafy vegetables, about 80 grams of extra green leafy vegetables he has to consume every day. So regarding the exercise, she is supposed to do light household work but not heavy work like lifting the weights and all. Simple, smooth, graceful exercises are advised in second trimester onwards. Just like yoga and doing some breathing exercises. So exercises in pregnancy are of utmost importance. They build up the stamina and so that the lady can exert more pressure during the bearing down at the time of labor. The muscle tone will also be maintained properly. Smoking should be avoided. Nowadays, smoking is a fashion in Western countries as well as in Eastern part, the smoking part. Eastern countries also smoking is increasing in prevalence. The nicotine content of the tobacco is a vasoconstrictor and it also reduces the platelet flow in the blood vessels. So which all results in insufficiency of the blood flow to the placenta, to the fetus. So low birth weight and perinatal deaths are increased. During smoking, in smokers about 20 to 40% of perinatal deaths are more than the non-smokers. The study reveals. Alcohol in moderate and severe consumption, there is a risk of pregnancy loss and physical mental problems may be seen in the women. Dental care is a must. Brushing the teeth twice a day. Oral hygiene must be maintained. Any infection of the systemic nature or the heart diseases may also be precipitated by the oral flora. Sex is restricted to last trimester. Sexual intercourse should not be a regular process. It should be confined to the last trimester. And when there is a history of abortion particularly, and when there is a history of premature delivery, and regularly after delivery for 6 weeks, they should abstain from sexual activity. Regarding the drugs, they play a major role in the antenatal care. all sorts of drugs should be avoided unless absolutely essential. No self-medication should be encouraged, because we have got a list of drugs which have got recorded adverse effects. They must be avoided, and over and above that, any drug should be avoided unless otherwise it is very essential and needed during the antenatal period and during the pregnant period. Thalidomide is one such incriminated drug which they were using for vomiting in the pregnancy. So which has resulted in fetal malformation in terms of absorption of the limbs, both the lower limbs and hind limbs. Only trunk is to the babies who are delivered with the only trunk. That is called sealed limbs. So it was abandoned from 1960 onwards. Earlier to that, the thalidomide was very rampantly used. LSD was a drug, lysergic acid dehydrogenase, may give rise to chromosomal damage. Injection streptomycin, as you know, it has got adverse effect on the 8th cranial nerve, so that deafness may result in the fetus. The drugs with iodine may produce white in the fetus. Corticosteroids used in pregnant lady may impair the fetal growth. Sex hormones may give rise to virilism, that means excess hair growth in the fetus. Tetracyclines will impair the growth of the enamel and the bone. Injection pethidine, which is given as a sedative for the pregnant lady, may cause a depressive effect on the baby. Regarding radiation, radiation in any form should be avoided. If at all it is required, it should be given in a minimal dose. The adverse effects of the radiation on the baby may be manifested in the form of leukemia in the later part of the child's life. Besides, macrocephaly and congenital malformations in the fetus. X-ray should also be avoided 2 weeks prior to the expected menstrual period, because 2 weeks prior to the expected menstrual period, ovulation is supposed to take place, that is between 14 to 16 days of the menstrual cycle. During that period, if the X-ray is exposed to, if she is exposed to the X-ray, there may be some abnormalities in the womb if it is fertilized. And we should warn also the pregnant lady with certain symptoms. We will caution the lady with certain symptoms, noticing of which she should report to the medical officer or healthcare worker. Such symptoms are swelling of the feet, which may indicate severe anemia. Puffiness of the face may indicate there is involvement of the kidney, pyelonephritis, and the fever will indicate urinary tract infection. Pain abdomen may be due to premature uterine contractions or ectopic pregnancy and all. So blurring of the vision and epilepsy may give a hint towards the provisional diagnosis of preeclamptic toxemia. Bleeding or discharge per vagina and reduced fetal movements may be there. Besides this, any unusual symptoms, if she notices, she must report to the medical officer so that they will take care of the pregnant lady so that the complications can be aborted. The child care. The art of child care is to be learned by the antenatal mothers. The child care is needed after the birth of the child, but seeds of the child care, the attitude towards the nurturing of the baby should be laid into the mind of the pregnant lady during the antenatal period. Special classes to be conducted in antenatal clinics to sensitize the pregnant women for various aspects, out of which breastfeeding is very important. So, how the lady should breastfeed, what should be the position of the baby, and how she should feed, how frequently she has to feed, all these things should be taught. And the breast secretion in the form of yellowish milk, the first 2 to 3 days is called colostrum, which is yellow in nature and maybe little thicker than the breast milk. So it contains lot of immunoglobulins which protect the newborn from various infections and give immunity for about 6 months. And next comes the exclusive breastfeeding should be impressed on the lady. That means breastfeeding, nothing but breastfeeding only for first 6 months of the life of the baby. No other fluids or sugar fluids or any other thing should be given to the child. Only breast milk should be fed. Rooming in. The baby should be kept by the side of the mother always to develop a strong bond between the mother and child. And there should be demand feeding. As and when the baby cries, the feeding should be initiated. The mothercraft education should also be taught regarding nutrition. Nutrition, what type of nutrition is essential for the growth and development of the baby, and also what type of nutrition is good for the lady during lactational period. All these things should be taught. The hygiene, personal hygiene and environmental hygiene must be taught. It should be neat and clean to avoid the environmental causes of infection and unhealthy things. Child rearing should be explained how to take care of the child and all should be taught during the mothercraft education. Demonstrations will be given on cooking. Family planning should also be explained. If it is the first baby, they should advise the spacing methods. If she has completed the family with 2 or maximum 3 children, one should advise the sterilization, permanent sterilization methods. Family budgeting is also important because a newborn has come. That's why they have to spend more money towards the baby. That's why they have to curtail their expenditure in some or other way to meet the expenses and to nurture the baby. Mothercrafts in the form of weaving what is needed for the newborn, preparation of clothes and all needed for the baby. Now, the other aspect of antenatal care is specific health protection during pregnancy. Pregnant lady is potentially exposed to certain problems and they should be protected. So one of such thing is anemia. Anemia is very common in developing countries and in the ladies of our societies. About 50 to 60% of the anemia is found in low socioeconomic group in India. So the anemia, once it is there, it may further aggravate because the demand is more and she is anemic. The sequelae of the anemia are low birth weight, premature births may occur, antepartum hemorrhage may occur, puerperal sepsis. Once she is anemic, the immunity will be less, the infections will be more, and thromboembolic phenomena, blood flow is less, and the thromboembolic phenomena may occur. So for that purpose, the government of India has come with the iron supplementation in the form of 100 milligrams of elemental iron along with 500 micrograms of folic acid tablets. Each tablet contains 100 milligrams of elemental iron and 500 micrograms of folic acid. Such tablets 100 days, one tablet a day should be taken for 100 days. They are available through antenatal clinics, primary health care centers, and subcenters. In some cases, when the woman is diagnosed to be anemic, particularly in ladies, 12 gram is the cutoff point for anemia. Below 12, it is anemic. But in pregnant ladies, less than 11 grams is considered as cutoff point for anemia. Less than 11 to 10 is mild anemia. 10 to 9 is moderate anemia. Less than 8 gram percentage is treated as severe anemia in pregnancy. So, therapeutic, those who are anemic within pregnancy, Government of India supplies them same dose of elemental iron and folic acid twice a day, one tablet twice a day for 100 days. Even some state governments, they used to give this iron and folic acid tablets for 120, 140 and 160 days also. The other nutritional deficiencies, protein requirement is of utmost importance because a lot of metabolism will occur and catabolic process will also occur. That's why protein requirement over and above the normal, usually 0.8 gram per kg body weight of protein is required for pregnant lady. But for ladies in pregnancy, more than that, about 7 gram extra in the first trimester, 10 grams extra per day in the second trimester, 21 grams extra in the third trimester should be given to the pregnant lady. Vitamin D is also essential for the formation of the bone of the fetus. The minerals like iodine, iron, calcium, etc. are also essential. Calcium, about 500 milligrams twice a day, should be started from the 14th week of pregnancy and should be continued up to 6 months after delivery. The maternal and child health centers supply milk. Milk is not available. They give skimmed milk. They also supply capsule A and D. Now, asymptomatic bacteria is also one of the problems in the pregnant ladies. It should be diagnosed by collection of the midstream urine and subjected to culture. And after that, gram staining should be done accordingly, according to the type of the organism, type of bacteria found, appropriate antibiotics should be given to treat the urinary tract infection. So otherwise, the urinary tract infection may lead to pyelonephritis, nephrotic problem, the kidney failure, puffiness of the face, and anemia all will be precipitated. Now coming to the another potential risk is toxemia of pregnancy. Early detection of albuminuria. So in the first trimester itself, we will examine the urine. If there is an albumin, it's well and good. We will not each visit. We will also examine the urine. If the albumin is present, as well as blood pressure is present, we will suspect albuminuria with hypertension. We will suspect preeclamptic toxemia, and accordingly we will manage and reduce the risk of preeclamptic toxemia. Preeclamptic toxemia is not treated properly. She may develop further and develop fits and all. And then it will be converted to toxemia of pregnancy. Toxemia of pregnancy is a highly sophisticated subject to be dealt by the obstetricians. And in such case, the pregnant lady should be referred to the higher centers where all the facilities are available. Now, another potential risk is what is called gestational diabetes, or the lady may be diabetic from the very beginning due to history of diabetes in the family. She may be diabetic from the very beginning, or she may develop diabetes because we are detecting the urine examination from the first visit onwards. The gestational diabetes mellitus may lead to type 2 diabetes mellitus until the birth of the child. Usually gestational diabetes mellitus will vanish after the birth of the baby. But in some cases, they develop type 2 diabetes in the future. It is a potential risk to mother and fetus. The complications of gestational diabetes and pregnancy are they may develop hypertension, preeclamptic toxemia, miscarriage, and stillbirths may also occur. Birth defects are likely to occur, and there will be delivery of the big baby, which is difficult for delivery, and she has to undergo cesarean section. The baby will be weighing on an average 4.5 kg at birth. So these are the complications if they are not properly dealt with. Tetanus toxoid prophylaxis. Tetanus Clostridium tetani infection during pregnancy is a high risk one. So 2 doses of intramuscular injection of tetanus toxoid are advised for all pregnant and antenatal women. First dose should be given between 16 to 20 weeks. Second dose is given between 20 to 24 weeks. Between the 2 doses, there must be a gap of 1 month interval. If she comes late in the pregnancy, 1 dose is given, but not closer to one month of pregnancy, 1 month of expected date of delivery. If she is immunized earlier, 1 booster dose is enough for the next 5 years. No need of injection of tetanus toxoid on successive pregnancies. Syphilis. Syphilis is another dreaded complication, dreaded infection during pregnancy. It may occur as such due to various causes. She might have contracted syphilis earlier, or she might have contracted syphilis in between after the pregnancy, after she has conceived. Maternal syphilis does not occur before 4 months of fetal life. The infection with syphilis is likely to occur after 6 months, because by 6 months the Langerhans cell layer of the embryo atrophies. The cell layer called Langerhans cell layer, if it atrophies, then only there will be placental transmission infection to the fetus. So after 6 months, it will be positive. VDR will be positive. So VDR test done at early pregnancy and late pregnancy. Syphilis may cause spontaneous abortion, premature death of the fetus, stillbirth, and in some cases, mental retardation of the newborn, and there may be congenital syphilis problem is there. The congenital syphilis can be prevented by injection propane penicillin 6 lakh units per day for 10 days. If it is given, it can be prevented. German measles is another important thing to be dealt while the lady is pregnant. It is also called rubella. Rubella infection is usual in first 16 weeks of pregnancy. It's a viral disease. Fetal death may result. 15% of the babies infected show major defects like cataract, deafness, congenital heart disease, and malformation of the kidneys may occur. The prevention rubella vaccine is available. There is a live attenuated vaccine should be given to all school-aged girls and to all women of the childbearing age with seronegativity. Before giving the vaccination, the serological status of the women must be known. If she is negative, then only it should be given. Pregnancy is ruled out before giving the vaccination. There is no use of giving the vaccination once the pregnancy occurs. So once the vaccination is given, we have to advise contraception for about 8 weeks after vaccination, because during that period also the infection may occur. So the vaccine will take 8 weeks to develop antibodies. The Rhesus status, as you know, on its incompatibility results from the difference in the Rhesus status of the husband and wife, baby and mother. The Rhesus blood groups are divided into AB and AB and O groups, and also Rhesus typing is there, in which 85% of the population are RH positive and 15% of the population are RH negative. If the mother happens to be RH negative, then there is a problem and if the baby is RH positive, the husband is RH positive, then the problem occurs. That is called RH incompatibility. When the fetus is RH positive and the mother is RH negative, fetal blood, the fetal RPC enter into the maternal circulation, the late pregnancy, during delivery, or during cesarean section, and the RPC of the fetus which enter into the maternal circulation will provoke an immune reaction in the mother, by which antibodies to RH negative blood will be formed. So such antibodies will affect the fetus in turn and will cause complications in the baby or in the fetus. So there will be fetal hemolysis will occur. All the blood cells will be hemolyzed and it will result in hydrops fetalis. There may be fluid accumulations around the heart, around the lungs, around the abdomen, around the face, and all. That is called fetus hydrops fetalis. Icterus gravidus neonatalum will be precipitation of the bilirubin bilirubin out of the hemolysis that will be deposited in the body, particularly in the brain. When it is deposited in the basal ganglia of the brain, it is called kernicterus, which is a serious condition. And congenital hemolytic anemia may also result due to RH incompatibility. So in antenatal clinics, RH typing is done routinely in the first trimester. The pregnant lady is kept under surveillance if she is RH negative. So 15% of the ladies who are RH negative should be kept under surveillance. And husband, if he is RH positive, he should be to determine the RH antibody level during the antenatal care. If the husband is RH positive and the pregnant lady is RH negative, the antibody titer should be detected in the antenatal period. Blood is again tested at 28th week of pregnancy and 34 to 36 weeks of gestation for antibodies. Incidence of hemolytic disease due to RH factor in India is 1 in 400 to 500 live births. If there are 400 to 500 live births, there's likely one case of such RH incompatibility, for which there is a treatment which is very costly, that is with the RH anti-D immunoglobulin should be given at 28 weeks of gestation so that the sensitization during the first pregnancy can be prevented. The baby is RH positive, RH anti-D immunoglobulin is given again within 72 hours of delivery. Once the baby is born, RH typing is done. If the baby is also positive for the RH typing, another dose should be repeated after 72 hours of delivery. And it should also be given after abortion when the mother is RH negative. So amniocentesis is the process which can detect the RH status of the fetus. Now, HIV infection. HIV infection is also common in some ladies due to the contact between the sexual contact between the husband who are having more sexual partners. Or mother herself may belong to high risk group. High risk in the sense she might have received frequent blood transfusions or may be taking intravenous drugs or may have promiscuous relations like that, or IV drug abuser. So such a high risk group of mothers may transmit the HIV infection to the children in 30% of the cases. So when the child is born, she will be tested, the baby will be tested, she is tested with HIV positivity, then antenatal viral treatment can be started, and whether the breast milk should be given or not, it is left to the mother. Breast milk must be given for the survival of the baby. After that, we can treat the HIV infection in the baby. Voluntary parental HIV testing is to be done early in pregnancy and as early as possible in high-risk group. We have mentioned the high-risk group of women in whom the HIV test must be done and the status must be known to take further action. Hepatitis B infection. Hepatitis B infection is also equally dangerous, and if not, it is more dangerous than HIV infection. Is given to hepatitis B vaccine is given to women who is negative for hepatitis B surface antigen. Will go to test the hepatitis B surface antigen status. If she is negative, the vaccine can be given. If she is positive and she is likely to transmit the infection to the child, in which case she is labeled as carrier of the infection. Most of the infections occur at birth. Transmission to the baby is likely if surface antigen and E antigen are positive. So, how to prevent it? Just after delivery, injection of hepatitis B immunoglobulin, which induces the passive immunity, and hepatitis B vaccine, which induces the active immunity, that must be given together, but not at the same site, at different sites. Hepatitis B immunoglobulin is not so mandatory, but because it is very costly, very expensive, and everybody cannot afford it, and its availability is also rare. That's why we manage with the hepatitis B vaccine just after birth and after 1 month, after 2 months, and after 6 months. Prenatal genetic screening. Screening for chromosomal abnormalities associated with birth defects, hemoglobinopathies, and other inherited diseases must also be screened. Screening in high-risk group. High-risk people are those who show trisomy 21, that is Down syndrome, is suspected, where there is severe neural tube defects are suspected, the women has undergone pregnancy after 35 years of age, she is likely to develop some genetic disease, and those parents who are afflicted are having afflicted child. Mental preparation of the pregnant women. Remove her fears about the confinement. Every lady will have, for the first time, she will be having a lot of pressure, lot of fears, lot of myths regarding the confinement, and sufficient time and opportunity must be given, and lot of counseling should be given to the pregnant lady repeatedly by the healthcare workers as well as medical officers. Mothercraft classes must be conducted in the MCS center so that she will have a different attitude, and she will develop a positive attitude towards the baby nurturing and all. Family planning is one of the important aspects to be dealt in the pregnant women who are more receptive to the advices of family planning. Educational and motivational efforts work in this ways because she is very receptive. She will be very interesting to know the different phases of the maternal cycle, different phases of the life, and the quality of life she wanted to maintain. That's why she will particularly develop interest to know what are the family planning methods available, what are the advantages of moving the spacing between child to child, and what are the advantages of undergoing permanent sterilization once the family is completed. So spacing methods are advised if she wants to give gap between baby to baby, at least 3 years gap should be there. Advices on sterilization are explained through and All India Antepartum, All India Postpartum Services. Pediatric component. So pediatric component has also an important role in the antenatal clinics because the roots of the pediatric care will be laid into the mind of the pregnant lady before she delivers the baby. Because once the baby is delivered, she will be annoyed to receive and nurture. That's why how to take care of the newborn, how to nurture the baby, how to feed the baby, and all these things will be taught in the pediatric aspect of the antenatal care. And the pediatrician must also attend the antenatal clinic so that under 5 children who are accompanying the pregnant mothers will be taken care of in the antenatal clinic by the pediatrician. So that is for today. Thank you for your attention.
నేను తెలుగు